Hello to you once again. In fact, let's start with those tributes that continue to pour in for the former Deputy President David Mabuza. Mabuza passed away on Thursday at the age of 64. For more on this, let's cross to SABC News reporter Tumelo Machogo, who is live to us from Mpumalanga. Tumelo, we had seen, since the announcement of the passing of the former Deputy President, lots of tribute have been pouring in, lots to say about his leadership style and the role that he played in South Africa. Talk to us about what we're expecting at the home today.
Well, indeed, Crystal, that the tribute has been pouring in, and right now the top brass of the ANC in the province have just arrived here, led by the provincial chairperson Mandla Ndlovu and the provincial deputy chairperson Speedy Mashilo. But let's quickly speak to Mr. Ndlovu before they go inside and meet with the family. Mr. Ndlovu, you just arrived here. I understand you have the meeting with the family. What's expected to happen, and what is also the funeral arrangement probably likely to take to be the discussion with the family this morning?
Finally, the dust has settled, and we are happy that the body of the cat is here now in the province. We are now starting with the preparation for his funeral. We know that there is no tomb big enough to accommodate Comrade Mabuza. So we are happy that also the team from the presidency will be arriving today to start with the actual work. So we're going to engage with the family. On that engagement, we'll also allow the family to have their own input, because we don't impose ourselves when we have got death cases in our families. We engage with the family, we engage here with the presidency. So all of us, we are going to engage today, and we'll know immediately after the meeting when the funeral is going to take place and where. But we are happy that all of us, we are here. The province is here. Also national will be here. So we are going to prepare for a dulcet send-off of the son of the soil.
Obviously, you worked with him and you knew him for a very long time. What kind of funeral would he said he wanted to have? And also, if you can also talk to us about his leadership skills and also working with him, what was it like working with Mr. Mabuza?
Yeah, it will be a very big funeral. We know that Mabuza is a darling of the people of the province and the people of South Africa. So we're going to have a very big funeral on our own as the province. We're planning also to have memorial services in the province. We're going to have 3 big memorial services on our 3 districts. Mabuza, as I indicated before, that he was a selfless leader. He was a fearless leader. Mabuza, his heart was very big to accommodate all of us. Mabuza did not promise more. He was a person that will promise less and was least disappointing. So we are all here. We are happy that we are all going to be led here to prepare for this big funeral of Comrade Mabuza.
And also just that day, you're talking about how he was so selfless. People here we've been talking to, especially people that live around this community where he lives, they've been also talking about that, he was accessible to them. They would come here, ask for anything, even like a pot of sugar or whatever they would ask. How would you want him to be remembered, for as a party going forward, for his selflessness, for his accessibility to everyone, especially to community members, farm dwellers that lived in this community?
The best way to remember Comrade Mabuza will be for us to unite as an organization and unite the people of this province. Will be for us to pay special attention on the development of our children. We know that Mabuza consider education so deeply. Mabuza eradicated farm schools here in the province. So we'll want to remember the cat as a unifier. We know that when we went to Nazareth, Comrade Mabuza said that the province of Mpumalanga will only nominate one person and that person's name is Unity, and the surname of that person was Unity. So that is how we'll want to remember Comrade Mabuza, that we must unify our structures, that when we go to the NGC of the ANC, this is what you will like us to do, that will unite our structures, take our structures to the NGC, being led by the current leadership, and that when we emerge from the NGC, we must emerge united, with the current leadership leading, taking us to the 2027 conference.
Daddy, thank you so much. I know you have to be inside the family home, and you were supposed to meet the family at 9 o'clock. Thank you so much for speaking to us, and then we'll speak to you after this meeting with the family. There was the provincial leadership of the ANC. Actually, they were expected to speak with the family at around 9 o'clock to just start with the arrangement of the funeral. But now let me now bring in SABC senior political reporter Tumelo Machogo. He's a colleague, to reflect on Mr. Mabuza. Tumelo, you were here last night when the family arrived in the evening, and also there were a lot of ANC, EFF. It seems like the former Deputy President unified almost all the parties, because we saw all the parties yesterday coming here, and night visual of them. Just talk to us about what happened last night.
Essentially, last night we had a plethora of political organizations, your ANCs, your EFF, your Umkhonto weSizwe, your party, all here, particularly those who had broken away from the ANC, who worked with David Mabuza in all of the areas, particularly those coming from the likes of Kharsibande area, Yonkomazi areas, Yongrangwenyas, who are now in the Economic Freedom Fighters. They worked with David Mabuza in the ANC here in Mpumalanga, and ultimately when he was Deputy President as well. So it was some sort of a unity being shown by these differing political views now coming to honor someone whom they perceived as their political mentor, their political father, whom they all grew up under their watch, particularly seeing Ngrangwenya, the likes of those aligned to Skemekeme coming from Kharsibande, and the likes of Pet Ngomane, who is a former MEC within the province, a former PEC member of the ANC, all converged in one, all grew up under the hand of David Mabuza. Just showed how much he meant to those who were within the political space. You do know that he also was very close to the likes of Colin Setiba of the EFF, going to Godrich Gadi, the Deputy President of the Economic Freedom Fighters. He's a former bureaucrat within the government structures here in Mpumalanga, a former CFO. He also grew up with David Mabuza within the structures of the liberation movement.
And also, we are seeing all of this happening, and also the provincial government is here to speak to the family about their funeral arrangement. What do you think of a funeral would be fitting for Deputy President, and especially being, somebody who the provincial chairperson was saying that he unified the party here in the province?
Look, David Mabuza left an indelible mark, particularly within the political space of Mpumalanga, whether good or bad, because we must be frank and honest. There are some who may have perceived him in a negative light with all the allegations he's faced over the years. You saw the tweet of journalist Mzilikazi wa Africa and the contentious relationship they both shared, and how they later on reunited with one another and we had a cordial working relationship. Then you go to others within the political space who say they were politically obliterated by David Mabuza. You look at the tensions that were there between himself and the provincial leadership going towards the 2022 conference of the ANC. I remember in the run-up to that conference, the provincial leadership had come to engage with him on what would be the posture of the province going towards that conference, whether they would be supporting him for a re-election or they wouldn't be supporting him. And ultimately they decided that they're supporting President Ramaphosa for a second term, and they had not resolved to support David Mabuza for the presidency of the African National Congress. Hence he also declined nomination at the conference floor. But if you go to him, he was a mobilizer. He loved to mobilize for the African National Congress. Whenever the ANC had rallies here in Mbombela, particularly during the era of former President Jacob Zuma, Mbombela Stadium would be filled to the brim. And you'd also remember the ANC had its own January 8 here about a year or two ago. It was filled to the brim. In fact, it was in 2024 in the general election. They had their January 8 rally here in Mpumalanga and also went to Durban. So it will tell you that it would be befitting for him to have some sort of a rally to send him off.
Samkelo, thank you so much for speaking to us. That's SABC senior reporter, political senior reporter Tumelo Machogo speaking to us. The convoy of the ANC top brass have now gone inside the family home. They're expected to speak with the family and also start to speak about the funeral arrangement and also the memorial service and when will the funeral take place and where will that funeral take place. Griselda is a hive of activity here. The ANC members have also started arriving here to pay their tributes.
That's right, Tumelo. It should become clearer in the next couple of hours what the way forward will be in terms of funeral arrangements. We're hearing from the top brass of the province there that the presidency will also be arriving today, perhaps to map out what the way forward will be. But we're hearing there from Mandla Ndlovu that there will be 3 memorial services that will be taking place. But I'm sure further details will become clearer as the day progresses. Right.